Okay, as we see, this comes up. Okay, so I can put my password. I paste that. This is the same password as EBC1 is. Okay, I say okay. Okay, now I'm connecting to the what? Second machine. Okay, so I'm connected right here, right? Now let's wait until this comes up. Now look at this. It's the same as same machine because that's image of EBS Sydney 1. Okay, it got the what? Public IP address and new things. Now let's go look at the C drive. I go back to the C drive. I go back to here. I see inet pub right here. Then I see everything has been installed right here. Index.html. Okay. So what does that mean? That means I had the machine. I took image of that. Then I build a new machine from this machine. So this way you can do a backup or anything like that. See that right here? So it's same as what? Before. Okay? Right here, same as before. So I took it what? 2 images of that. Now for simplicity, I'm going to change this to Sydney 2. So I'm going to start so we will understand much better. Right click, properties, change setting. I'm going to name it, make it what? Number what? 2. So we won't get confused. Okay. Okay. Close. Then what? Restart. Alright, so right now is what? Restarting. This is number 2. Is right now what? Restarting. Okay. Now let's look at my notes again. Okay. So what does that mean? I have this is the baseline and start from this IMI. I can get another instance too with the exact same software package. We saw that. Okay. Alright. So that's what we did right here. So I go to the process and I pick the name EC2 inside that, and then I give what? Oops, sorry about that. I give that EBS2 name. Okay. Step 10. As we see, when I go through this step, I can uncheck delete and so on. I've done that. As we see now on the EC2, I see 2 instances, and also on the volume I see 2 volumes. So what that means right here on the EC2. And the EC2 right here, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I have what? 1 instance, but I have what? 2 instances. EBS1 and what? 2. Right here, I have both of them right here. And also on the volume, I have 2 volumes. 1 and what? 2. 1 and what? 2. Okay, now look at this. Number 1 is what? Stop. Number 2 is running, so I'm going to connect to number 2. I'm gonna connect, which is what 112 is, which is this guy right here. We'll click here. I'm gonna connect. Then I'm gonna say yes, and this comes up. So this is what number 2 is. I changed to number 2 to understand that. Okay. Now, what are we gonna do after this? Okay, now I connect, I say EC2, call it EBS2 RDP, so I can copy and paste the public IP and I see the same result, which I did that. After login, you put the password, I go through here and I have IS installed and all that good stuff, which we saw that. Okay. Now look what happened. Now if I want to increase the volume size of EBS1 from 30 gigabyte to 35 gigabytes. Now watch this. This is what EBS what volume is. What's the size? Sorry. Let's go to instance. No, let's go to the volume. My fault. EBS1. What's the size is 30. If I want to increase this, I can increase this from 30 to what? 35. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. If I want to increase the volume size of EBS from 30 to 35, all I have to do go to volume and click on action and what? Modify it. Now watch this. I go here, I highlight down, I click action and what? Modify the what? Volume. Look at what happened. I can increase it from what? 30 to what? 35. I can even change it. If I want to go SSD, if I want to change SSD to provision IOPS, I can change that. So I'm going to let's change to 35. Now watch this. I'm increasing 5 what? Gigabytes. I'm going to say what? Modify. Look what happened. Are you sure that you want to modify this? It will take some time for performance change to take full effect. You may need to extend the operating system file system on the volume to use any new allocated space. I'm going to see this. When we go to the computer management, we will see that you have some allocated space. Then what we have to do on Microsoft, we have to extend that. I'm going to do this on Microsoft. You're going to see that, okay? So I'm going to say yes. I'm sure. I want to do it. Okay? Now look at here. This was stash was in use right now. But if I click refresh, now look what happened. It's optimizing. So it's in progress. Okay? It's in use still. Okay, so we have to what? Wait. Okay, remember this is what EBS Sydney 1 is. Okay, I go back to my instance. I'm right now at the what? Section volume. Look at this, I'm at volume right now. So I go back to the left side instance right here, and I go to what? EBS 1. Still stop because I haven't started yet. Okay, still what? Stop. So I'm going to go back to my volume. Let's see, this guy is what? See, the size 35 gigabyte is. You refresh. Make sure that shows what? If I refresh it, hopefully that would increase it. Okay, eventually this is going to what? Increase that. So be patient. You have to be what? Patient, that one. Okay, what does that say here? Right here, okay, blah blah blah, static message we don't know yet, is 30, 35, target. The original size was 30, the target size is going to be what? 35, okay? Alright. So we just have to wait. That changes, okay? Now let's go back to our notes. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go restart EBS Sydney 1 and see if I got the extra 5 gigabyte storage. As we see, when I go to volume, I click EBS Sydney 1 and look under the status tab. I see that is percentage. So make sure that is going to be 100%. Okay. So we just have to wait, refresh. Okay. So let me go back to EC2. I go back to run instance. Right now I have one of them, and I'm going to start what? Let's reboot this guy. Okay, start it up because it was just sitting there. So it's going to initialize it. It's going to come up. So let's wait. Okay. I'm going back to volume. See, right now volume is also what? Restarting. See, 35 right here. Now eventually this is going to be what? If I go down, let's go refresh. Okay, still what? 0%. Hopefully this will change. Okay, let's just wait. Alright, so we're going to go back to EC2. Back to run instance, and let's see if I can ping this guy. Okay, what's my IP address? 203 right now. See, 203. Let me go copy this. I copy it, and I ping there. -T. Okay, so I can ping. That's good. Let's see if I can see my website still. Go to. Okay, I can see the website, right? That's good. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect to this guy. Again, what number is that? 203. See, the IP address has been changed. Why IP address has been changed? Because I did not use elastic IP address. Okay, so I'm going to connect. Okay, you want to get what? Password again. Choose file, go back to that, this, decrypt the password. I should copy paste this password someplace. Copy that password again. Okay, download this, which is what? 203 is. Okay, click that. click connect. Okay, and hopefully this will what? Show up quickly. Alright, let's refresh this. Okay, it's coming up right now. Let's go back to volume. Click EBS1. Again, remember that this is 35, is we're trying to see that. I refresh it. I go down. Okay, in use. Eventually it should be what? 100% will comes up. Okay, now so we want to make sure we can connect to that instance. Okay, I'm still waiting, that comes up right here. Okay, all right, so I'm going to pause the my video. Okay, now we're going to log into our PC. I'm going to paste that, my password right here. Okay, so I'm connecting to EBS Sydney. Okay, see, it should be 35. This is EBS Sydney 1. Okay, now look at this. Remember that it was from 30, it was 30, we make it 35. So let's go back to volume again. That's volume. Now look at this. Right now it was like 59%. When I click refresh, hopefully it's 100%. Okay, so it's completed. Now watch this. If I go back to my number 1 right here, when I go to C drive right here, I see 30 gigabytes. Now what you have to do, the trick is right here. You gotta go to server manager right here at the bottom. Okay, at Windows. When you come here, we have rows, everything. There's something called storage. Look at this storage. Then you take this management. Okay. See that 5 gigabyte? I increase this right here. So what you have to do, this is unallocated. You have to right click this guy, and you have to say extend the volume. Go next. Pick that 5 gigabytes. Next. Then finish. Now my size becomes 35. So that's the way you would increase your size. Now if I minimize this, if I go back to my computer, see, now it's 35 gigabytes. So what does that mean? Back to here, in case your size was small, all you have to do, go action and modify it, and just increase the size. I can go from 35 to, let's say, 50. If I say modify, right, see, look what happened. Are you sure you want to do that? Look what I said that. It takes some time for performance issue, right? Now look what happened. You need to extend the operating file system on the volume to use any new allocated space. So I'm not going to do here. I'm going to cancel this. So what that means, exactly what I did. When you go back to here, you have to go back to the server manager, go back to here, you have to right click space, so you have free space, and you have to extend that. Okay, all right, so that's how you can extend the volume in case you have to extend that. Let's go back to my notes. So make sure 100%. Now that's what I say. If you go to server manager taskbar, then click on the storage, now I will see extra 5 gigabytes. All you have to do is highlight it and then extend your C drive. Now I can see my C drive has become 35 gigabytes. Step 20. Now let's say I want to attach a new volume to EBS Sydney 1 as a D drive, like 50 gigabyte. So I can go to the volume on the left side and create a new volume. Here I can encrypt it and then attach to EBS volume. Now here's the volume of ID. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I can go back to here. I'm a volume right now. See, I'm a volume section right here. I can create a new volume. Okay, I can put any size I want. Okay, in the lab I said that let's go make it 50 gigabytes. So I'm going to make this 50 gigabytes. Okay, all right, same thing, zone, we're not going to touch none of those. Okay, now here we're not going to touch anything. I'm just going to create volume. I can encrypt this volume too. Okay, I can encrypt that and so on. So go all the way down and what? Create a volume. Okay, now this is the volume name is right here. Volume 09 blah blah blah. I'm going to copy this, the name. I put it in my text document right here because this is different volume, so let's put it right here. Oops, let's keep it as this guy. Okay, that's my volume size. Okay, so I'm going to what? Close. Now this is comes up right here. See, 50 gigabytes right here. So I'm going to call this, according to my note, let's call it what? New volume mate. Let's call it new what? Volume what? Mate. Okay, so we have this volume. Now look at this. When I go all the way to right, this is encrypted. These are non-encrypted. Okay, now look at this. This is in use. In use, this is what? Available, because it's not attached to what? Any of my what? Devices. Now this volume, let's look at my notes right now. Let's rename it and call it new volume mate. Now on the right side column, I can see that available and instead of in use, as I should have. Now let's go and attach this to EBS volume, either size of what? 50 gigabytes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going back to my volume. I'm going to attach. I'm going to action and what? Attach what? Volume. Now here I can pick what? See, EBS Sydney 1 running. I'm going to click this. Okay, it's going to get new name. It's going to get this kind of device name. Okay, I'm going to say what? Attach. Now the keys for exam is you can attach only this per EBS. I cannot attach this one to 2 EC2 inside. I cannot go to EBS Sydney 1 and 2. I attach it to what? 1. Okay, now it's attaching right now. Now let's go to instance. Watch this. I go to instance 1 right here. When I come down at the right side, look at that. This is my what? When I click it, this is my what? Root. EBS, okay? This is also same thing. Now this is the new one that I what? Attach that. Alright? See? Attach right here. So that's a new one. Now look at the name. The name is what? DB96. Look at my notes. See? DB96. So that's the one is, okay? Alright. Good job. Now if I go to EC2 and I click EBS Sydney 1, and at the bottom I will see both roots and what? This extra volume attached to that, okay? Which I saw that. Now go to EBS Sydney via RDP and go to Server Manager and click on Storage. I will see what? New 50 gigabyte drive, extra hard drive. And then I can right click it, initialize it, and then right click it, create a volume, then use all 50 gigabytes and give the letter D. So what does that mean? Let's go to here. Go back to here. Look at this. I'm back to my what? Close that here. I'll go back to Server Manager. I'll go back to the Server Manager. I click this management. Now look at this. I have a new what? 50 gigabyte here, right here. So what I can do, I can right click this and initialize what? Disk. First you have to initialize it. Okay, I'm going to pick not master. I'm going to GPT. Click OK. Now it's initializing right now. Okay, it's unallocated, right? So what I can do, I can right click this and create what? New, so I can get new hard drive or whatever. See, simple volume. So next, I'm going to pick everything, all of that. Next, then I'm going to give it what? Letter D drive. D drive. Next. Then I'm going to quick format it. Next, and then what? Finish. So I'm going to get what? New what? Formatted right here. So that means I have another what? C drive. Then I have what? D drive. Now here I'm going to create a new data. I'm going to call this like something like data. Okay, and just write down, and I wrote in my notes. This is my data that was located in D drive of what? Sydney 1. Okay, let me close that. So just imagine this is all your data is on that one. It's attached to what? EBS Sydney 1, okay? So that's what's in my notes. Now we have a two hard drive, C and D drive. Let's imagine my D drive is used for data. I will go and store a file called data.txt inside there, okay? So up to now I have two instances. I have EBS1 with C drive and EBS2. Actually it's not that. It should be, I made a mistake. Let's go, this is 1. Actually this is with the 2 is, and this is 1 is. I made a mistake. I apologize. Okay. So that means I have a 2. What? This is 2. When I go here in C drive, I have only C drive and then number 2. And when I go to number 1, if I go to computer, I have both what C and what D drive. So number 1 has C and D drive. So my notes, my miss. Number 1 has both C and D drive. Okay. Now since all of these EBs are attached to EC2, actually it should be EC1 via network, I can detach that volume from Sydney 1 and connect to what? EBS what? 2. So that's right. So all I have to do, I have to attach it, then attach it again. Now what's happening? What I'm saying that right now, this volume, lovely volume right here, this new volume right here, okay? This is attached to where? Sydney what? 1 right here. See? Sydney 1, D drive. See, that's how you know that. This volume is attached to that. So what I can do, I can go action and what? Detach that volume. So that means I want to be attached, not to, I'm going to detach it. Watch this. It goes to the process. Let's watch it. Okay, I'm going to refresh it. Watch this. Refresh. Now if I go to the right side, see available right now. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach it to what? Remember that? I had that as gone right now. This is 1. I'm going to attach it to what? To 2. So I'm going to attach this volume. I'm going to click this and attach it volume to which one? Number what? 2. Number what? This one, 2. Okay? And what? Attach. Okay, so it's be attaching number 2. So that means when I go back to number 2, I'm going to see both C and D drive. So basically what I had a D drive, a volume, create one, I attached to one of my things, one of my instance. I had a bunch of data. I detach it. Now I'm going to attach to other what? Server. That's what we're trying to do. Okay. After I do above, I detach, then I will see attach available. Now I go and attach this volume to what? Number 2, D drive. Okay. So if I go to number 2, actually, well, let's go to here. New volume right here is attached to where? See? Used to what? Number 2. See that? It shows attached number 2. Now if I go back to instance, click on instance, go to number 2, we go down at the bottom, you're going to see both of it. This and that's the one. EDB96. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Sydney 2. Sydney 2. This is 2. Now watch. Aha, I have D drive. Now if I double click this, I should see my what? Data. Voila, I have my data. So this is very important that I can take a volume, attach to a new whatever server, then detach that volume in case something happened to another what? Server. I still have my data there. So that's what you can do with the EBS. It's very important to understand, okay? Okay, now when I go to EBS1, I will see D drive is not there, but when I go to EBS2, I will see D drive on that PC. So we see that EBS1 can be attached to only what? One instance at a time. Now when I go create a new volume, if it was encrypted, the attached volume will also be encrypted. Now I'm gonna create instance instead of EBS. and we will see that I cannot stop it, but only what? Restart. So all of these at the top, whenever we have what? EBS, now we're going to instance store. The key is for instance store, they call it what? Ephemeral storage, okay? Instance store cannot be stopped, all right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the lab now for what? This has been a long lab, but it's very good lab for you guys to know that. So I'm going to create instance. So you want to go to EC2 and create new EC2. Then on the left side, click on commit AMI. Then select root type at instance store. So let me show you what I'm talking about. We were here. I go to EC2, which I'm right here, running instance right here. I'm going to launch what? Instance. I don't want to go through here. I don't want to go through here. I want to go through where? Commit AMI. I go down, then I can check what? Instance what? Store. If you go down, you're going to see a bunch of all of these. Unfortunately, there's no free tier. I just picked this one, but we're going to delete it right away. I'm going to say select. Now watch this. See, there's no, all of these are what? Not, there's no what? Free tier. You have to pick something like general purpose that. Unfortunately, we're going to delete that quickly. Don't worry about that. You're going to pick one. Then you want to pick on what? BPC that. Right here. Then you want to pick on first public subnet. Okay. Enable. That's good. Add the storage. Now watch this. Your instance will be launched with the following storage device setting. You can attach additional instance store volume to your instance. You can also attach additional EBS volume after launching the instance, but not instance store volume. Learn more about that. Now look what happened. I can add new volume. The only choice I have what? Instance store. Now look what happened. I cannot what? Delete on termination. Remember that? In the EBS you could do that, but this is not encryption. You can do nothing. That's all you can do. So I pick that one. Next, add tag, click name, and I'm going to call that instance, okay, Sydney 1. Before we call it EBS Sydney 1, they call it Sydney, sorry, but that's Sydney 1. I'm going to what? Secure group. Okay, this is, you need what? SSH. So I'm going to pick this one and that one. RDP SSH, no big deal. Review, launch. Okay, see that? It's not Azure Future, we know that. I just want to show you that. Launch, then I'm going to pick what? That. Okay, now go view instance. Now I have it what? Sydney what? Instance that. Type is. Now watch this. When I go here after it's finishing, refresh, you don't see, go to volume. See, I have these volume as before. I don't have anything new. So instance does not use what? EBS, does not have a volume. Do I have an AMI? The same as before. Do I have a snapshot? No, I don't have nothing. Now watch. On what? Instance, as this comes up. Okay, running right now. Now, look at this. Action. Aha. I cannot start, I cannot stop. Only I can do is reboot and terminate. Remember that? That's, you gotta know this for exam, okay? Image. I cannot take image of that. Tough luck. So what that means, this is a part of the what? Machine is. If the machine dies, guess what? You out of what? Luck. If something happens and something dies, you lose everything. But for EBS, if this guy dies, because they have the volume, I can attach this volume to another machine, okay? So that's the key things, right? You gotta know for life. Now when you go to process, I pick AMI, first AMI, then I use this free, there's no free tier, I pick that M3 medium, and then I pick public, all that good stuff. On the add storage tab, it says that your instance will be launched with the following storage device setting. You can attach additional instance store volume on this instance. You can also attach additional EBS volume after launching that, but not instance store. Learn more about that. So what you can do right here, what they're saying that right now, let's say you have this. Okay, if I detach this volume, right? Okay. Let's detach that. Okay. Okay. So Again, look what happened. Click new volume, and you see you don't have any good option, and also you cannot delete on termination, and also you cannot encrypt that. I'm going to give a name instance one, which will be that. As you see, it is not free, so as soon as we did that, we're going to delete that. As we see, when you create an instance store, you do not have any volume like what we had ABS, okay? And also now when you click an action and look at the state, I can only reboot or terminate. I cannot stop or cannot take image of that. So right here, let's go back again. See, back to you go to instance right here. Sorry about that. Watch here. This guy, the only thing I can do what? Connect, stop, that's it. I cannot what? Image. Nothing else, okay? Now volume, I can take this, attach volume. Now if I click here, see, now I can attach it to instance. So the volume can be attached only what? After I finish that, not during installation. That's what the things will show up. That's why in my notes right here. See that? Your instance will be launched with the following storage device setting. You can attach additional instance store volume to your instance. You can also attach additional EBS volume after launching instance, but not instance store volume. Learn more about this and so on that. Alright, so that's the key things between what? EBS and what? Instance store. Remember that. EBS, instance store called what? Ephemeral storage. Instance store volume cannot be stopped. EBS instance can be what? EBS back can be stopped. You will not lose the data. You can reboot both and you will not lose your data, okay? That's very important. By default, both root volume will be deleted on termination. However, for EBS volume, you can tell EBS to keep that root device. What that means, because if there's a check mark was I can make sure check or check mark here, okay? Alright? So that's it. Again, the most important part is right here, you can attach this to what? Instance. Alright? Okay, that's it. Make sure go delete everything so you won't get charges. Okay, make sure delete everything and will not get charges. Again, if you have any more comment, anything like that, you can check our website at www.asm.com. If you type in here L, like landing page, that takes you to our landing page right here. When you come down, we see Amazon courses, and we have a bunch of more Amazon classes which we cover what? Essential, we use integration with Cisco, we have architecture, we have a developer and sysop. And also in here on the blogs, we have Amazon what? Blogs. Everything that we talk about, all the notes is going to be inside the blog. We have Amazon SNS notification with that, we have application, all that, okay? And make sure when you go to YouTube and you subscribe. Again, if you have a question, give us a call back at 301-984-7400 or check our website. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.